Welcome everyone, Krannert Art Museum Yoga. Happy Friday. We're going to be doing a little chair yoga today. If Kitty will allow me, I set this up and he promptly thought it was his spot. So you'll want, if it's available to you, a couple blocks can be nice. This blanket, not just nice for kitties, also nice for humans. Probably won't be needing a kitty toy, not today. Strap can be nice as well. You might need it, you might not, we'll see, just depends on how open the body is. Sometimes I don't even know where I'm going with this, so it's nice to have all these props in place. You don't need a strap, you can just have a scarf like I have or a long sleeve shirt. So yeah, grab a chair, make sure it doesn't roll. Can be any kind of chair, this is just a dining room chair. Pardon me, little man. Transplant your kitty and have a seat. So the blocks can be nice if you're kind of vertically challenged like I am. So you want that 90-degree angle in your knees and your legs, starting from the hips. You don't want it hiked up too much. That can cause some tension in the hip joint. You don't want it too open either. So these blocks for me kind of offers that perfect 90 from ankle to knee, knee to hip, and then same with the other side. So making sure that body is nice and symmetrical. Oftentimes throughout our day, we're just not. We can be shifted on one hip or the other, slouched in our posture. So it's just nice to find that symmetry in the body. So having a seat sitting again towards the edge of the chair, that allows the pelvis to be free. If you sit more towards the back of the chair, it traps the energy in the thighs and we can't have a lot of mobility. So finding your seat, taking your seat, it's purposeful. Legs ground, spine is tall. Relax the shoulders, maybe close the eyes. Hands can rest on thighs or knees. A moment to breathe, to check in, just finding quiet and stillness. No agenda, nothing to do, just be here. Breathing fully. Maybe a cleansing breath, breathe in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Think about finding release with the breath. A couple more times like that if you feel called to it. Inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. And one more time, inhaling and exhaling. And if you, again, feel so inspired, you can form an intention for this practice, just planting a seed of thought. Maybe just asking yourself what you need from this practice and letting that guide you on the mat today. And then begin to allow the head to hang heavy, the weight of the head opening the neck. Breathing into the back of the neck. And start to move the left ear towards the left side. Relax the right arm down. Arm heavy, shoulder heavy. You can create some movement in the head, rocking back and forth. Softness in the jaw, the face, and the lips. And the arm can just be relaxed, or you can actively drive the fingers down towards the earth. You can make this more active or just be more passive, always your choice. Changing perhaps the position of the head. Head can rotate, gazing down, chin more towards the collarbone. You can start to create little circles as if you're tracing a circle with a nose. Never forcing, and then start to circle in the opposite direction. Finding a sweet spot, pausing, breathing into that space, creating space. One more breath. As you bow the head heavy, the hand comes back to rest on the thigh or the knee. Begin to grow the spine taller, lifting the gaze, lifting the chin, open the neck, open the throat, not causing any tension in the neck or the throat, just opening, and you can open and close the mouth. Toning the muscles of the face, but also relaxing them. One more time. Opening, closing, bowing the head heavy. Breathing here. And then slowly, mindfully, the right ear starts to travel over to the right side as you relax the left arm down, left shoulder heavy. Maybe some rocking of the head back and forth. And again, the arm can just be passive. You actively drive the arm down, open the left side of the neck and breathe. Begin to rotate the head, gazing down. Maybe creating little circles with the head. Like you're tracing a circle with the nose. Getting into all the edges, start to circle in the opposite direction. And just where you feel a resistance to this, maybe even a difference between your sides. And then just a moment to explore, stilling the movement, quieting the mind. Really enjoying sensation and breath. One more breath. Begin to bow the head, relaxing the arm back down. Bowing forward fully with the weight of the torso and the head falling forward gently. You can sway the head from side to side here. So we're opening up into neck and shoulders, but you might feel this all the way down the back. Breathe. Just pausing where you feel some resistance and really take a deep breath into that space. Breathing into the rib cage, breathing into the back. A couple more breaths. Back through your center, climbing the palms to the thighs, using arm strength, pressing up with a rounded spine. Rounded shoulders, a heavy head, and then lift the gaze, lift the chin, arch the back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, bowing forward, lead with the heart, elbows bend, and then round the spine. Inhaling, pressing palms into the thighs or the knees, rounded, until you grow the spine tall. Head lifts very last, exhale. Reaching the heart forward, lengthening the spine out of the hips, bowing forward. Pressing the palms into the thighs, draw the lower belly in and up, letting that kind of allow the spine to grow tall, and then exhale. Next time you rise, we'll stay there. You can start to roll through the shoulders, up, back, and down while you breathe. One more time, just rolling through shoulders. And if you have blocks underneath you, you can just move those off to the side. Plant the feet, let them go wider. And we're still going to relax down. Palms can release down towards the knees. You can wrap the fingers more towards the inner thigh. A deep inhalation, slight arch in the spine. And as you exhale, relax the right shoulder down, gazing over the left. Gentle twist in the spine, and then inhale, press into the thighs, align the spine, and then exhale, relax the left shoulder down, gazing over the right. Inhale, you can use arm strength, core strength, back through center. One more time from side to side, exhale. Really training the lungs, coming into those deeper breaths. Those breaths guide the movements. Last time, left shoulder relaxes down. And then inhale, aligning and coming back through center. Keep heel to toe the feet a little closer together. Think about toning through the core. Lengthen through the spine, rock the back body back with that tall spine, maybe coming onto the tips of the toes, maybe the feet lift. You can hold on to the thighs. You can lengthen so that the shins are more parallel to the earth. You can relax the arms away, maybe uplift the arms by the biceps. That's even more challenging. Maybe even lengthen through the legs for 3, for 2, keep lifting and reaching, for 1, relax everything back down. Feet at that hip distance apart. So these bones right here, these are the hips. We want the knees in line with that, and then the ankles in line with the knees. From here, draw the heels back behind the knees. Sweep the arms up, draw the low belly in and up, just hover above the chair. Draw the tailbone down, tuck the tailbone in. Starting to spiral the inner thighs together, and on your next inhalation, rising, pressing feet into the earth, maybe lift the gaze. Taking one more inhalation and then exhale, floating arms down alongside your body. And then from here, we're just gonna move so that you can face the chair, facing the seat of the chair. Your feet can be hip distance apart or wider. Hands to the hips, inhale, open the heart. Exhale, hinging forward. The palms can come to the seat of the chair. This might be enough for you. You can start to arch the back slightly, lift the tailbone that lengthens through the hamstrings. You can play with this with a nice tall spine. You can bend the elbows. You can relax forearms to the chair. If you're feeling really open and you still have that nice tall spine, maybe the forehead comes to the chair and the palms come to the earth. But if I'm doing the work here, if I'm maintaining that pelvic tilt forward, so my tailbone is lifting skyward, I'm getting a lot of stretch all the way through the backs of my legs. We haven't really warmed yet, so this can be enough. I'm still kind of strengthening back body so I don't collapse into this pose. You can lift the kneecaps. Drawing yourself deeper into the shape by engaging through the quadriceps, those thigh muscles. Just a couple more breaths here. And then you can really strengthen through the legs, palms pressed to the chair. From here, I'm going to heel to toe my feet a little bit wider than that hip distance. My left hand is going to go to the center of the chair. My right hand to the right hip, and I can start to bend through the left knee and rock open. See if you can really draw that right hip back in space. So I'm actually getting a side body stretch here. It's not just a twist in the spine. One more inhalation. And then exhale, unwind. So the right palm and heart center on the center of the chair, bend the right knee, twisting open to that left. Again, it's all about that rocking of the left hip back in space. Deep inhalation, open up even more, and then exhale, releasing. Keeping both feet grounded, we're gonna do that again from side to side. Left knee bends, left palm plants. I'm always tighter on my right side, so I'm actually feeling this a lot more in that side body. Bending that left knee, draw the right hip back, inhale. Twisting in the spine, exhale. Right palm down, right knee bends, and open. So things you can do when you're seated all day. I know ever since the start of my week, back to my desk job a little bit more seated. So I'm really feeling that a little bit more. So feet are grounding, spine a bit more parallel to the earth. You can bring hands to the hips and rise with strength, rise with control. Coming back through standing. From here, you can start to circle through the hips. So feet still can be where they're at. Knees can be a little bit soft, and then purposefully swirling the hips, deep circles in the hips. Rocking to the side, shifting hips forward with glute engagement, to the other side, swirling the hips back around, and then you can start to circle in the opposite direction. And back through your center. From here, facing the seat of the chair once again. Mountain pose, feet again can be a little bit wider. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, keep that length hinge forward, hands to the chair. The left foot's gonna stay grounded, sweeping the right leg back, lead with the right heel. We're gonna pulse the leg up and down, touch the toes down for 5, for 4, really engage the hamstring and the glute. For 3, you can flex the foot. For 2, engage the core. For 1, see if you can keep it lifted and then just pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that back down for support. Then the left side, tone through the core, sweep the leg back. For 5, touch the toes down, lift for 4. For 3, really engaging. For 2, keep breathing. For 1, keep the leg lifted and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax that back down. Step the feet out, further out away from the chair. Maybe the hands stay at the chair, almost like a puppy pose. Maybe the head lightly drops between the arms. And I'm actively reaching the arms away from me. I'm actively drawing the hips away from me. You can scoop the low belly in and up. Beautiful opening for the shoulders, for the heart. 1 more breath. Shifting forward, you can bring the hands to the front of the chair. You want to make sure your chair is not on a slippy surface, coming into a plank pose. So I'm lifting up on my toes, really strong. This is a great way if you've got some injury and you're working towards getting more towards your plank position. You can even play with chaturangas here. So I'm just bending the elbows. Nothing's really changing in my torso. Maybe the chest touches the chair and I press away. Exhale, lower down, and I press away. Let's do that 1 more time. Really tone through the core, tone through the legs, squeeze the glutes, and press away. Just pressing back and stretch through the heart, stretch through the shoulders, and breathe. Keep reaching. 1 more breath. And you can start to, again, core engagement, start to walk the feet a little bit closer into the chair. Angle the toes out, the heels are in, bend the knees. You can bring the elbows to the chair. And just rounded bow, softening forward. Heels can be lifted here. We're calming the nervous system, we're squatted. Opening the hips, low back. You can find a power mudra, interlace the last 3 fingers, point the pointer finger and the thumb, maybe drawing those fingers back behind you. And if you're far enough away from the chair, the head can drop below the seat of the chair. You're getting a beautiful stretch in the backs of the arms. So those tricep muscle groups. Breathing here, make sure this feels comfortable. Just 1 more breath. Although it's such a good stretch. Go ahead and release the arms, mindfully, carefully, lifting through the head. See if you can bring the inner big toes together to touch and the knees to touch. And you've got the chair in front of you. Bring the gaze level, so you've got a drishti, a gazing point for the eyes. Maybe hands can come to the heart. Maybe the heels stay lifted as you rise up. You can lift the arms up. Lift the heels a little bit higher. Inhale. And then exhale, float everything back down alongside the body. And just shake it out, feet wide. You can rock and roll, twisting from side to side. I go one direction with the arms and the heart and the opposite heel can lift. Just a bit of an organic movement here. Lightly tapping the body with the hands, and then start to firm up the legs. Then you can start to bring the arms more parallel. Keep the hips squared forward, and it's just movement in the torso. Bend into goalpost arms or cactus arms. See if you can fire up the core and make this a bit more of a controlled movement from side to side. One more time, from side to side. Back through center, relax the arms. Roll through shoulders. Breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth. So always your choice. You can again have your chair on your mat. I'm gonna just keep mine on my carpet. Let's see how that goes. It can be a little bit slippy, so it can be nicer to have the carpeted space, but we'll see what happens. She says, final last words. Left foot is gonna ground on the ground. You can bring hands to the hips, draw the right thigh up. Think about that compressive energy between the thigh and the belly. We often use this in those transitions when we're flowing. So really starting to engage that at any position, in any orientation. And then just plant the foot on the chair. Keep the back heel grounded, actively engage through the back glute, shift the hips forward. I'm kind of getting a stretch in that front hip flexor psoas. This guy, I could probably get a little bit more if I stepped a little further away. So I'm thinking about driving the hips forward with the core engaged and with that back glute engaged. You can plant your palms on the right thigh and lengthen the spine. So this is a lunge. I want you to really feel that in that left hip flexor. And then we can shift back. So now I can just lengthen through that right leg. Toes are facing skyward. I'm toning through my quad and I'm hinging forward at my hips. See if you can reach for the chair. If that's not available to you, well, you can always set up your blocks. Think about drawing that thigh bone into the hip flexor. Drawing the low belly in and up. Still engaging that quadricep on the right side. And breathe. One more breath. And slide the heel back, bend through the knee. Maybe coming into a high lunge here. I'm actively engaging that rear left glute, pressing the hips forward, opening the heart, slightly arching the spine. Lifting the gaze. Breathing. Still getting that front psoas stretch here just by activating the rear glute. One more inhalation, opening, and then exhale again. You can lengthen through that front leg, shifting forward, drawing that right hip back in space, engaging the quad, arching the spine. Think about still the tailbone lifting. Still those same principles apply here in that, almost like a forward fold, just with one leg lifted. Stay with the breath. One more breath. Start to rebend the knee, replanting the foot, really stamping the left foot into the earth, hands to the hips, and then bend the right knee. You can hug the right knee in, rock the back body back, engage the left glute, thigh glute into the belly so that when you release the arms away, it stays put, and then slowly release that foot to the earth. And then from here, and inhale, sweeping arms up, lengthen, exhale, swan dive down, we're resetting. Inhale, lifting up halfway, monkey pose. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms on the chair, stepping back, we're in plank. Inhale, prepare, shifting forward. Exhale, lower down, your chaturanga. Inhale, you can still come into a heart opening. And then exhale, a version of a down dog. Much like we were before. Just a little different. Bring the gaze forward, stepping forward. And this time the right, the right foot stamps down. And we're gonna just rise. As we rise, we're gonna rise with that left knee, left thigh, thigh to belly. Begin to plant that left foot down, engage the right glute, shifting the hips forward. Yeah, I'm usually chronically tight in that right hip flexor, so I'm feeling this. If you need more, you can lengthen this a bit more, shifting forward. You can press the palms into that left thigh. It's all about engagement. So try not to round here, really lengthening, slight arch in the spine, engaging here, shifting the hips forward. Breathing. And you can start to lengthen through that left leg, flex through the foot, draw that thigh bone in, engage through the quad. So there's a lot of engagement happening in the stretch. You can play with pointing and flexing through the foot. I know we didn't do that on the right side, but it's a brand new day, brand new leg. Stillness, a couple more breaths. Think about thigh to belly, engage the quad, engage the core, reach the heart forward. One more breath. Start to rebend the knee, replanting the foot. Maybe sweep the arms up. Still want to engage the right glute. Open the right hip flexor. Really lifting tall. The spine lifting out of the hips. Creating that space. Shoulders are still away from ears. Maybe slight more arch in the spine, one more inhalation, really strong right leg, and then exhale, we're back. Reaching the heart forward with that engagement. Making any adjustment you need to here. And sometimes the heel gets a little uncomfortable, especially if you're right on chair material, so I would rather be on a little bit of cushion with that blanket personally. Princess and the Pea right here. Breathing, engaging, without straining, without forcing. One more breath. And rebend the knee, replanting the foot. Just rising up. You can draw that knee in. You can interlace fingers behind the shin, or in front of the shin rather. Rock the back body back. Glue the thigh to the belly, release the leg. Release the foot to the earth. Mountain pose, strong, stable, inhale. Lift, lengthen, breathe, exhale, swan dive down, breathe, set. Inhale, monkey, lifting halfway. Bend the knees, plant the palms at the chair, stepping back. Inhale, prepare, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, open the heart, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, back into your version of a down dog. You can even come into a child's pose. You can even come into a squatted position. We're going to reset here. Maybe forehead to the chair. Calm the brain waves, calm the nervous system. Or down dog or child's pose. Breathe. One more breath. And taking your time, see how slowly, how mindfully can you arrive back through standing. Take your time to arrive there. And step the feet forward, hands to the chair. You can roll up. Tall spine, taking some rolls through shoulders up, back, and down once you do arrive. Just in your mountain pose. One more time, rolling through shoulders, up, back, and down. You can relax the head forward, sway the head gently from side to side. A little extra sweetness for the neck. Soften the face and the jaw. Back through your center. One more breath here. Aligning the neck with the rest of the spine. Begin to lift the gaze, lift the chin, bring the hands to the sacrum. So the low back, think about pressing the low back down. So you're pressing the hips down and forward. Squeeze the elbows as if they could touch along the spine and the back body. Inhale. And then exhale, relax that effort. Inhale once again. Squeeze, press forward, lift. Exhale, align. One more time. Stay here and breathe. One more breath. Bring the neck back to neutral, then the mid-spine, then the low spine. Relax the arms down, just mountain pose. Once again. This time reach the arms out there parallel to the earth. Squeeze the shoulder blades along the spine and the back body. Inhale. Exhale, the left arm on top of the right. Give yourself a nice big hug. Relax the arms down, bow the head heavy. Maybe sway the head a little from side to side, open the neck. Breathe. Breathe into the area between the shoulder blades that we just put in some effort. Let them expand. Then lift the gaze, the chin parallel to the earth. You can stay here or come into eagle arms, wrapping the arms palm into palm. Sink the hips low. And begin to lift up the left heel. Left knee on top of the right. Maybe you come into a double bind, sink the hips even lower. Lift the elbows a little higher. You can peek between the window, between the arms. Letting that be your drishti, maybe falling out of it like I just did. One more breath. Finishing an exhalation. As you inhale, stamping that right foot into the earth and releasing, coming out of this X shape. And relax the arms down. It's like one of the biggest coming out of the poses, the big finish in yoga. And we're back in our strong, stable Tadasana. And again, from here, open the arms wide, open the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades, engage. One more inhalation. Exhale, right arm on top of the left. Big hug. Relax the arms, bow the head. Might be different on this side, so sway the head from side to side. Breathing some life into the neck and shoulders. One more breath. Lifting the gaze. Again, chin is parallel. You can stay here. So if coming into eagle arms causes disruption, that's just not worth it. You can stay here, bend the knees. We can still lift that right heel up. We can still release the right knee on top of the left. Again, if eagle arms are not available to you, draw the low belly in and up. Think about squeezing the legs, squeeze the arms together, lift the elbows a little higher, open the heart a little more. One more breath. If you're on carpet like I am, it's a little more difficult. Finish an exhalation. And as you inhale, release, unwind, lengthen, open up, float the arms down. Letting it all go. Gonna roll through wrists, roll through shoulders, roll through ankles, roll through hips a little. Letting it all go. All right. That's what I wanted to do. A little bit of hip strengthening. So these guys are really your glutes, just outer glutes. We're gonna strengthen those. This is really great to do in a tabletop. We're gonna try it standing with the hands to the chair. So as always, really mindful coming in and out of these positions. Mountain pose, hands to hips, coming forward, hands to the chair. I'm gonna bring that left foot more underneath me, and I'm gonna lift the right leg to the side for 5, touch down, 4, touch down, 3, nice slow controlled, 2, rest of the body's not moving, 1. Feet back underneath, and then rise with strength, rise with control. We're going to come into an opportunity just to stretch that outer hip. So it's also balance. I'm going to ground through that left foot. So left foot is grounding. I'm going to bend the right knee, trace the hand on the inseam of the leg, catch hold of the right foot, and glue the pinky toe edge of the foot into the inner left crease of my hip. I'm already getting this huge stretch in my outer right glute. My hips are really tight. You might be able to point that knee down. That is not happening for me today on this side. I'm super tight for some reason. What you can do is keep hold of that right foot with the left hand and lift the right arm up. You can take an inhalation. You can stay here. Or inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, hinge forward. We're going to get more of a stretch. See how that drives the knee down. Maybe the hands come to the chair. This is probably all I want to do today. Maybe your hands go all the way to the ground. But I am really restricted in my hip today for some reason, so listen to your body. Again, if you're here, maybe this is enough, and you're driving the knee down and away. You're creating that space between the thigh and the belly. We're still getting that outer hip stretch. So a few more breaths just exploring this wherever you're at. Make sure the ankle feels happy. Be a lot on the ankle as well. Another breath. It's like a half lotus, basically. So, if you are folded forward like I am, again, the left hand to the right foot, start to rise, right arm back up. You can start to release that right foot back down as you release the right arm back down. Again, just work it out, maybe rolling through that right ankle, popping those joints. And I need to switch my chair. You don't have to, but that way I don't kick the couch. All right. We are back in a mountain pose, right by the chair, hinging at the hips. Position yourself for success here. The body should not move, so you're toning through the arms, toning through the core. We're going to start to lift that left leg out to the side for 5, 4, this side's harder for me, for 3, keep breathing for 2, just isolating that leg for 1. Nice. And then rising with strength, with control. You're going to lift that left knee and trace down the inseam of the leg, catch hold of the foot. The pinky toe edge of the foot is in line with that hip crease. Drive the left knee down, open the hip, maybe the left arm stays up. And this could be it. Or you're hinging forward, finding the chair, finding the ground, finding a block. Keeping the foot in position, keep driving the knee down towards the earth, opening that outer hip. Making sure that there's no pain in the left knee joint. You can even have a slight bend in the right knee. I'm getting more of a stretch that way. It's actually trapping my foot in that hip crease a little bit more. So play with this. Make it your own. A little bit more flexibility on this side, but I'm weaker on this side. Not nearly as strong as the right side. Just that is my body. See what's different for you. A few more breaths. And firming up the standing leg. You can bring your right hand to the left foot. See if you can align the spine, lift the left arm, bicep by the ear, inhale. Lengthen even more, and then as you exhale, you can relax that left foot down, relax the left arm down, and just roll it out, shake it out, release any tension. You can roll through hips a few times. See what's open for you. So we've done some good hip opening, good mobility, good strengthening, circling both directions, hopefully feeling that difference. We've warmed up some big muscle groups here. So an invitation to flow once again. You can use the chair or not, does not matter. I'm going to use the chair just for consistency. Connect to the breath, finish an exhalation. Inhale, lengthen, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding, swan diving. Inhale, lifting up halfway, strong. Bend the knees, plant the palms. We're back in plank, either to the chair or to the earth. Shifting forward, inhaling. Exhale, elbows hugging in. Inhale, think about this as up dog or cobra. And then an exhalation, down dog or child's pose, or really coming into a squat can be really nice here. Again, if you like that with the elbows here, stretching triceps, tucking the head under, thumbs to the back. Really utilizing the chair while we've got it. Dragging the hips away from the elbows, away from the shoulders. What a great stretch. Breathe. So this gets me in all my tight places. I have so many. One more breath. There we go. Slowly release out. Again, see if you can just bring in our big toes together to touch, knees to touch. Tall spine, find the gazing point for the eyes, hands to the heart. Keep the heels lifted. If you have bad knees, please don't do this. But see if you can rise here with strength, with control. Lift the arms. A bit more lift, inhale. And then exhale, relaxing everything back down. Just standing in mountain pose for a moment. Breathing. And we can spin the chair back around if you've moved it, so you can kind of see what's happening. Not kind of, so you can see what's happening. So know where the chair is. I like to have my thighs touching the back of the chair. My feet are at hip distance apart. You can sweep the arms up. I'm going to hover above the chair for 5, biceps by the ears, 4, tuck the tailbone, 3, draw the low belly in and up, 2, 1 more breath, and then relaxing. So we know the chair is there, even though I'm a little off center. So we'll do just a little bit more of that hip stretching. Seems like we can't really ever do enough. I'm going to start, again, hips out more towards the edge of the chair. Start with that left foot grounding. Flex the right foot. Place the outer ankle on the thigh. So you can be here, hanging out. This is great. Getting more of that hip stretch in this kind of figure 4 position. You can start to hinge forward so you feel that stretch. Try not to collapse in the spine. You can even maybe place a block under the foot. And that way you don't have to dip down as much. So this can be nice. You can just keep adding a little bit of height, maybe under that left foot. If you don't have it, that's fine. Just another way to get into the stretch. So I'm not having to bow forward as much. I've brought that left leg closer to me. Trying to work smarter all the time, not harder. Always keeping that left foot in, the right foot. My left, your right. In flexion, and that just helps protect that knee joint as we're getting that deep stretch in that outer hip. Tall spine. We want to tilt the top of the pelvis forward. And close the eyes, taking 3 more deep breaths. my eyes with a soft gaze. I like to rock back. That frees up some space between my legs and my chest, my torso. You can lengthen out through that right leg, heel to the earth, maybe flex and point through that foot. Spread toes, roll the ankle, whatever feels good. Reset. So you can try with that right foot just to the ground, or maybe you know you're going to want a little bit of height here. You can stack the foot on blocks, on books, whatever. Again, I'm going to rock back, flexing that left foot, placing the outer ankle. Tilt the top of the pelvis forward. Just hang out, breathe. Eyes can close, really draw the awareness within. Less distraction with the eyes closed so we can focus. About directing the breath to where you feel tight. The inhalation opens us up there. Letting every exhalation release tension that was there. Make any adjustment you need as the body starts to open. Three more breaths. And you can rock back slightly. Keeping that left foot flexed, extended out. Always moving mindfully. Move at your own pace. Flex and point through the foot. Roll the ankle. In both directions. Spread the toes. Relax the foot. Bending knees, let the feet go wide. You can have blocks still underneath you. You might want them. Again, I'm at the edge of the chair. My pelvis has that ability to rock forward and back, and I want that. Hands to the thighs. Inhale, lead with the heart. Exhale, bowing forward. Hands can stay to the thighs, maybe forearms to the thighs, maybe hands to blocks. Bowing forward. Think of this like a happy baby. It's the same position, right? Thighs are coming alongside the torso. I'm not grabbing hold of my feet, but it's the same kind of position with just a bit more roundedness in the spine, so we're opening up through the back body. Head can be heavy, you can sway the head. Maybe a little shift of torso from side to side. Twisting. That feels good. Letting the body guide this. A few more breaths. Maybe a deep breath. And pressing feet into the earth, engage the core. Hands can come to the blocks or just hands to thighs. Think about using arm strength, rolling up. Use core strength. Take your time. Lift the gaze and roll through shoulders up, back, and down. Heel toe the feet closer together. All my ankles are popping. All of them, all two of them. We're going to come into a twist. Really love this. So you can sit where you're at. I'm just going to spin my chair so you can kind of see what this looks like. So you're going to spin with the right. Hopefully you have a back to your chair. Bring your right leg to the back of the chair. And you're just going to sit more towards the edge. Feet grounding, everything aligned forward. That's what I'm trying to say. Long day. Inhale, find length. Exhale, find rotation to the right. The hands can come to the chair. You can walk the hands further back. We're not forcing anything. Maybe the gaze over that right shoulder. The knees are squaring forward, the hips are squaring forward, but I'm spiraling through the spine, gazing over that shoulder, and breathe. Maybe changing the position of the head, you can gaze down, see what's available to you. One more breath. Start to slowly unwind. Pause back through center. Hands to the lap. Maybe close the eyes. Breathe. I'm simply going to do the other side so you can sit and spin to the other side. I'm just going to move my chair to the other side. So seated, facing forward. Left arm, left shoulder, left thigh towards the back of the chair. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, find that rotation. Gazing over the left shoulder. And breathe. Spend some time here really exploring this twist without forcing anything. Shoulders relax. Placement of the head can make a difference. Maybe gazing down. Maybe chin stays parallel to the earth. Notice if there's resistance to this movement, to this action of the spine, this spiral. Deep belly breath. One more breath. Time to release as you come back through center. Again, hands can come to the lap. Close the eyes. Check in. Take a nice deep breath. And cleansing breath might feel good here. In through the nose. Open the mouth. Exhale. A little bit of time. You can come onto the ground and you can use your chair. Move the props out of the way. Move some cat hair out of the way. Never ending. So I'm on the ground. My feet can come to the edge of the chair. And from here, palms can come down alongside the hips. Again, make sure your chair feels very stable. And instead of just pressing the chair away from you, press down on the chair, lift the hips up. So that's similar to a bridge. Keep pressing, keep engaging glutes, engaging hamstrings. One more inhalation here. And then exhale, lower down. So we're really strengthening the hamstrings in that. Hopefully you felt that. Once you arrive back down, just lengthen the legs. Feet can go skyward, flexing and pointing through the feet. And roll out the ankles in the opposite direction. You can hug knees into the chest. Maybe a little rock from side to side feels good. Or again, coming into a more traditional happy baby. Grabbing for the feet, deep bend in the knees, feet skyward. Relax through the neck and the shoulders. Anything that you need. Any final stretches or poses. And as you release, you are welcome to use the chair. I like to rest with my knees right up against the edge of the chair, the thighs, not the thighs, the calves are resting on top of the chair, arms alongside with space, alignment in the neck and the spine, eyes closed. Or if you want a more traditional shavasana, by all means, take that. But now is the time for resting. You are welcome to continue to rest here. If you need it, if you have time for it. Or begin to deepen your breath. Bringing slow, soft movements back into fingers and toes, ankles and wrists, elbows, shoulders. Stretch arms overhead. You can open and close the mouth. Maybe into a yawn or a deeper breath. Or a sigh. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Bending the feet more, maybe the feet to the edge of the chair. Final stretch for the low back. As you're ready, start to gently roll to either side. Feel supported. Head supported by the arm, knees bent, belly soft. See if you can keep your eyes closed. You roll the chest and the belly more towards the earth, pressing up to seated. Stay comfortable, cross-legged, seated position, any direction, any position. Taller spine, open heart. Checking in. Hands to the heart as you're ready. Acknowledging this practice with a grateful heart. Namaste. And thank you for joining me once again. Really grateful to offer this. And I look forward to seeing you hopefully in person soon. Have a beautiful Friday and beautiful weekend. I'll see you next week.